Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. We're glad to have such a numerous crowd here today. We weren't expecting so many people. This center is not designed for so many. Well, without further ado, Mr. Prime Minister, if you want to say a few words before officially opening the center, please.
I actually don't want to say something. I understand that it's a must. So, my fourth speech about cybersecurity in 72 hours. That's quite a challenge. And to be very honest, this morning when I woke up, I said, what am I going to say again to the same people I've met in the last 3 days? But nevertheless, I have a very good news, which I already shared with everybody. The fact that we just received the official data for the first semester. Actually, 7:30 this morning, I received the email from Joanna. It's 4.2 economic growth. Thank you very much, Joanna. I would have preferred the coffee than an official. But I am sure, I don't have yet all the data, but I'm sure that an important share of this growth, because I've seen the previous data, an important share of this growth is based on the IT development and IT technologies, and even different areas, economic areas, which are growing based on the new technologies. That means for me that we will have more threats and more attacks, because if something is going well in Romania, we have a tradition that immediately the number of people attacking it from inside and outside is growing proportionally. So I just hope that the center will be even more adapted to the new challenges, will be more able to confront these attacks and these challenges. And I just hope that with the project that we are actually inaugurating this morning, together with the world leader in cyber security, United States. I don't know if we are still the world leader in cyber crimes, like we used to be in the 90s. Romania, I think that we have improved a lot since then. And I just hope that together we will be able to keep all this and to be up to all these challenges and to succeed. That would be all for today. I still have something to say, but I save it for tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Mr. Ponta. Up next, Mr. Bruce Andrews, please.
In the United States, we call this Groundhog Day. Itself. But in all seriousness, this is such a great pleasure to be here. And particularly, this is the way that we're finishing this portion of our trade mission in Romania. And the opportunity to do this is sort of the capstone, I think provides a great opportunity to review where we are today and what we've done, accomplished in what seems like about 72 days, but it's actually only been 72 hours. Which is, one is, we've had the opportunity, bringing 20 of the leading cybersecurity companies from the United States, to have a dialogue between the United States and the Romanian government, which really this cybersecurity center represents, but to talk about how we can work together and how we continue to partner. We had a great summit yesterday with a number of the regional governments. And the opportunity, because cybersecurity is not, as everybody in this room has heard me say at least 15 times, it's a problem that crosses borders. It's not a problem that's one country, and particularly leading it and addressing it in a regional manner is hugely important. But the other thing I want to point out, and this is something, the statistic I thought was fantastic, which is we had 11 countries represented. We have 20 American companies. We held over 500 meetings in the last 2 days between businesses, governments, and the foreign governments. And I think it really reflects how much progress, how much we accomplished on this leg of our trade mission. So I want to thank the Romanian team. The Prime Minister has been great. The Minister of Information Security or Society has been fantastic. The right job, right? It's been fantastic working with us, and we appreciate it. I also want to thank, though, the two partners who are critical in making this center happen today. One is the United States Trade and Development Agency, who will speak shortly, and also the other is Fidelis Cybersecurity. These kind of partnerships, these public-private partnerships, I think really illustrate how we need to address these problems, because no government can address these alone, no company can address these alone, but it's this type of partnership, and frankly, I think it's just another chapter in the great U.S.-Romanian friendship and partnership, and frankly, it's another chapter in our strategic relationships, but I also think it reflects our growing economic relationship as well. So this is great news and great to be part of. This center is going to do a lot of neat things. We obviously see the visual, but there's going to be personnel training. There's going to be testing of new technologies, simulations of cyber attacks, brainstorming among not just governments, but companies, governments, NGOs all together. It really reflects the kind of partnership that we want to see, and that's going to make this all so very successful. So I hope that this is just one of the collaborations that comes out of the two summits we had this week. Hopefully we'll see many other tangible partnerships and results that come from this. There are a number of next steps that we're all looking forward to, and including continuing the public-private partnerships and have them all work together so well. This center is going to be a hub for innovation, which will add, as the Prime Minister made reference to the very strong Romanian information technology sector. So I just want to congratulate everybody who's been involved in this, and thank you for all your hard work. It's great to be here. We look forward to this being just another chapter in our great partnership together. So thank you.
I think it's appropriate to have someone from TDA have us say a few words, because they contribute a lot to this project. So.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, bună dimineața. It's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the U.S. Trade and Development Agency at the opening of the Cybersecurity Innovation Center. U.S. TDA and Fidelis Cybersecurity jointly funded the feasibility for the center. And while our agency funds feasibility studies all over the world, I have never seen one move quite this fast. It's only been a few months and we're already standing here in the center. And I would like to thank Chair Rowe for their vision and dedication and determination to getting the center up and running. And also for working in true partnership with Fidelis Cybersecurity, who's been an enthusiastic advocate for advancing the work of the center and has provided the design and the technology that we're seeing here today. And I'd also like to recognize the strong support of the Romanian government at the highest levels, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Information Society. As was highlighted this week by the U.S. Department of Commerce-led trade mission and the Regional Cybersecurity Summit, we know that cyber threats are a global challenge, and in order to protect our critical infrastructure, we must form partnerships at the government, private sector, and general public level, and I'm really pleased that the center will be doing just that. As Fidelis and Chair Rowe move forward in the finalization of the feasibility study, there's an opportunity to be strategic and comprehensive in the center's approach to cybersecurity. I was fortunate to get a tour of the center this morning, and I saw that the center will provide a collaborative environment for the development of the requirements, analytics, and best practices, and that cybersecurity solutions will be rapidly vetted and tested, helping the Romanian government to identify, assess, and manage cyber risks. And so to build on and continue the work of the trade mission, I'm thrilled to announce that USTDA will be funding a delegation of Romanian officials to come over to the United States and continue the work here. The visit to the U.S. will be an opportunity to further learn about U.S. public and private solutions and capabilities in cybersecurity. And as has been demonstrated this week, innovation in cybersecurity technology is being led by U.S. companies. And I hope that U.S. company solutions will be a strong part of Romania's cybersecurity response. So in closing, let me reiterate my thanks to the Romanian government, to Fidelis Cybersecurity, and to the Department of Commerce for the great momentum we're seeing on cybersecurity. And I look forward to learning about the great progress that stands to be made from the Center for Romania and for the region. Thank you.
now proceed to do the formal opening of the center, which is a ribbon cutting. And after that, I will have my presentation detailing some aspects about the center.
Vă spun eu că am tăiat multe palme aici.
As long as we don't have to limbo underneath, we're good.
I'm a specialist in cutting.
Wait.
Thank you.
Sunteți obișnuiți cu fața la ecran.
So, as was said earlier, this project is a joint effort of USTDA, CERTRO, and Fidelis Cybersecurity. So let me tell you a bit about the project background. So this pilot is part of the grant agreement signed June last year between CERTRO and TDA, aiming to define strategy and conceptual model for the establishment of a cybersecurity innovation center here in Romania. So to the development of the pilot and the feasibility, contributions, financial contributions were $400,000 from TDA, another $400,000 from Fidelis Cybersecurity, and we, the CERT, covered the related infrastructure, human resources, and overall framework that you see here. So this project is unique in the region and will provide grounds for cooperation between not only Romanian government agencies, but governments in the region and multinational cybersecurity companies. In general, Innovation Center promotes collaboration between regional and global resources in order to solve complex problems. Well, this center is centered around solving complex cybersecurity issues and problems. And foundation concepts that we embedded in the bedrock of our Cybersecurity Innovation Center are the framework and methodology, the human resources, and the high-end technology. Because you can have high-end technology, but if you don't have the right people and the right methods, then you cannot achieve your goals. So what are the goals? Our strategic goals are to help develop excellency centers for cyber throughout Eastern Europe, develop the knowledge-based workspace that we've talked about, facilitate collaborative opportunities throughout the region, enhance and foster cooperation between government agencies, and last but not least, help secure critical infrastructure. So you can see from the map why Romania was chosen to establish CIC right here in our country. It has a strategic position, and I'm sure that we can help whichever one of countries, neighboring countries, will ask for our help. So some of the key capabilities of the center include calls for innovation or assistance, collaborative environment, testing to provide a trusted foundry, so testing of technology and quality assurance of that technology, trainings, both local and remote delivery with remote conferencing capabilities, and also cyber exercises and attack simulations, and last but not least, the advanced threat defense, which I'm going to show a bit later. I'm going to show some of that capability, just a tiny portion. So, for instance, what's a call for innovation? One of our neighboring countries, one of the agencies there, maybe the national CERT, wants to identify products and services that support full integrated spectrum for cyber operations. So they place a call for innovation, and then some details are requested, and the Cyber Innovation Network will develop a solution for them and propose it. So here's an example of a cyber and intelligence solution center. So it's an innovation center in the United States. And this deals with classified level information, not in the case in Romania, is not dealing with classified level information. And this is the example of our center. And the fact is that the same people who worked on that center, the same know-how, the same experience has been brought here to develop this center. And I've taken the liberty to add 2 more photos because you're not going to be visiting the basement, but you should know that we are energy sufficient, and if in case of power outages, we have generator and UPS and we can last 4 months. Okay, so I've been talking about the defense exercise, and I'm going to explain it briefly because I know you don't have a lot of time, but I think you will like it. So we are trying to attack through spear phishing methods an employee of a company pretending that we are the company, the financial department of the company. The user does not know any better, sees the email, sees that it's from the financial department, downloads the attached PDF file, installs, runs the PDF file, tries to open it, and installs a backdoor on that system. And now the system is compromised, and the attacker has access to all of his files, the entire system, and we've set the webcam because it's much more visual, and in a second you will see the victim's image pop on the screen of the attacker. And the victim is unaware that his system is now compromised. So this is where the ATD, so Advanced Threat Defense System, kicks in, and before the attacker has access to any system, he sees the abnormal behavior on the network, stops the attack, prevents similar attacks from ever happening, and allows for the complex forensics analyst that you can see here. And this you can use to take him to court, prosecute him, and convict him. So this was filmed a couple of days ago with experts from this center. So it's as real as possible. It's a simulation within this center, and it's done to showcase these capabilities because from an unknown threat, never before seen, it detects and stops it. So, thank you for your time, and just one last word. This is only the beginning. I will now do a guided tour for the Prime Minister and the Deputy Secretary. Everyone else, free tour. The buffet is over there, so if you will please join me.
Yep. Yes, so that was by General Dynamics about 3 years ago.